What's up, guys? Big Giant 496 here on this somewhat beautiful Sunday. Kind of want to bring y'all in a little bit of updates on things that I would like to do. I borrowed my wife's tripod here. I can't figure out how to use this thing. But anyways, update on some projects. The 68, it's over there. I don't know if you can see it or not, behind the Cavalier. I got to get it on jack stands, pull the drive shafts out, get some measurements, and hopefully get me a one-piece made so I don't make a two-piece into a three-piece again. And then this beautiful thing right here, I've got a big block on the stand waiting to be built for it. Should be pretty gnarly. I've got some Grumpy Jenkins 320cc heads for it. I would really like to punch it out and stroke it to a 496, but I don't know if that'll happen with funding and whatnot and everything going on. But if worse comes to worse, it'll just be a bored out 454, maybe and turn into a 468. Either way, it'll still be pretty gnarly, but they always say there's no replacement for displacement. Alright, I'm back in. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I don't know if I hit a button or what, but as I was saying, I've got a big block in the garage that I need to build for this K10. And like I said, I'd like to punch it out to a 496. I want to make it pretty wicked, because I really am thinking I want to turn it into a puller. But I'm not sure yet. I ain't got my mind set on that. That requires a lot of fabrication that I just don't really know that I'm up to. But if you guys would like to see that, it'd be something I would be willing to go forward with, because I really like truck pulling. I've got a 2007 Dodge here that I'm leaned up on that I bought as a retired, semi-retired pulling truck, and I pulled it 2 or 3 times. I actually got 3rd place in what was that class called? Enhanced Diesel. The first time I ever pulled it. That was pretty cool. Come back late entry, passed up 15 trucks and got 3rd. But the diesel game is a little out of my budget right now. And tell you the God's honest truth, the big block is too. But I'll turn this camera around, see if it does anything for me. Y'all don't want to see my ugly face anyway. But like I was saying, yeah, I would definitely like to turn this truck into a puller. I've got 8 lug axles up there in the barn that I need to put under it. I need to finish putting the transfer case and rear drive shaft in. Transfer case is in. I need to put the U-bolts back in the rear yoke so I can put the drive shaft back in it and get the big block built and put in and all that kind of good fancy stuff. And I would like to put track bars on it. I've got a drive shaft loop that I picked up off of a guy whenever I went and got a transfer case. And yeah, it's just something that I would like to do with this truck. I would also like to keep driving it, because it's fun to drive. It's got the Granny 4-speed in it. And I've got the mic cord and the camera here. But anyways, just something that I would like to do. And if you guys would like to follow along with that, that's definitely something that I would get into. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not a show truck. I don't want it to be a show truck, because if you turn it into a show truck, you're not going to want to do anything with it. I mean, you make anything simply just amazingly pretty, you're not going to want to mess it up. So I'd like to make it nicer than what it is. I mean, it looks nicer than what it is. It's covered in tree sap because, you know, yeah, that stuff. But anyways, I think I'm gonna take the jumper cables back here in the Toyota and go back here and see if we can get that 4020 fired up. I'm not gonna move it today. I just want to start it, get a little bit of a cold start going on it, if it'll run. I don't know how hot the battery is. It's been sitting back there for about a month or so, probably longer than that. It's back here with the post hole diggers on it. We were digging, putting the fence up back there, and it got cold and wet on us, so it's kind of just been sitting back there. But anyway, that's a little bit of updates on things. Like I said, I need to get a drive shaft for the 68. I need to get my buddy Dylan to finish his truck. It's got a fresh Vortec 350 in the garage that needs to be put in it. And Toyota needs some love too. We'll get to that at a later date. I would really love to put a 4BT Cummins in it, but that's going to be questionable too. It all depends on what happens. And this thing, really want this thing going again. I got this truck as a graduation present from Dad. It's kind of sentimental. It's had 2 different engines in it. We bought it, it had a 350 in it that had a knock. Rebuilt the 350, added things to it over the years. Heads, cam, different intake. Pulled it out. Built the 383 that is in the 68 currently and put it in here. Drove it for about 8 months maybe. Entered it in a truck pull fair and busted the transfer case in 2 pieces. I'll see if I can find that clip and I'll put it in the video here. But it sat for about a year. I bought that truck. It sat for about a year before I decided I wanted to put the 350 out of the K10 in it, because we were going to use it in our wedding, and all that got shut down because of life. Not the wedding. I mean, not us getting married, but the wedding. We didn't get to have a wedding. We wish I got to have a ceremony. But y'all don't care about none of that stuff. Either way, set for a year. Decided I was going to go get the 350, put it in there. Got it all set up. Run it for about, I don't know, a year. And a good friend of mine from high school bought the 350 out of it and put his 72 GMC. Because originally this thing was going to get the big block. I was like, well, I'm pulling that 350 out of it because this guy's buying it, so I'm just going to go ahead and yank the 383 out of this K10. And I put it in there instead. And it is an absolute monster. Like, it's unreal. It'll blow the tires off through 3rd. It's a handful because it has no power steering, no power brakes. And it basically just turned a 2-piece drive shaft into a 3-piece a few weeks ago, so definitely got to get it back going again. But I'm going to grab these jumper cables out of this Dodge and go back here and see what we can do with this 4020. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, so guys, this is my 1968 4020. I bought it out of, well, bought it from a good friend of mine. Excuse me. Bought it from a good friend of mine, good tractor show buddy. He's actually good friends with the guy I bought the Dodge from. Quick little walk around, there's nothing special about it. It needs a good paint job. Probably needs a good overhaul. I've had the injector pump rebuilt on it. It's sitting out here sweating in the sun and leaking all its horsepower juice out on the ground here. But I've always loved the 4020. I don't know, it's just the way they look. I would really like to get a hold of a 4320, which is pretty much a super 4020. It's just It's the 404 with the supercharger or a turbocharger on it. Excuse me. And I just like the way the straight six with the turbo sound in these old tractors. I'd really like to get one, but anyways, this come up pretty good deal, so I snagged it up. We use it for raking hay and had the injector pump rebuilt on it, so I brought it back here. We was needing to dig some holes for some fence posts, and I told Dad, I said, throw the digger on the back at 40/20 and let it run for a little bit with that new pump on it. Of course, it didn't draw it down none. Big 100 horse diesel engine, this ain't gonna, a little bitty posto digger ain't gonna make it sing none anyway. I don't know if that sun's messing me up or not. I can't really see what's going on the camera, but I got a feeling that it ain't gonna start without any jumper cables. I brought them back here just in case, but I'm gonna set the camera down and see what it'll do anyway. If it'll do anything. So hang tight. Alright, hang tight guys, let's see what it does. If it does light off, this phone's probably gonna fall off its fender if the wind don't blow it off first. Like it just did. Just seen that coming, right? Should have known you try to do something in the daggone wind, ain't not gonna work right for you. But hey, it's life. It's alright, I'll just hold it. Ain't gotta worry about falling in. Sure this thing's in park. Give her some fuel. I bet it doesn't do anything. Oh, didn't figure it would. Jumper cables it is, stand by. Huh. Guess I did hit it. I got the jumper cables hooked up to it now. Let's see what it'll do. I'll have to let it sit for a minute. Maybe that won't fall off. There you go, guys. It wasn't too happy about it, but it fired up. Love sound of the old straight stack on there. Still got a little bit of a rough idle from the or maybe it needs some injectors cleaned out. It might just need a good old Italian tune-up. Walk around here and shut the Toyota off. Hydraulic pump coupler on the front there is making a noise. I got some bushings I need to put in it. I've got the injector boots so they don't leak. I got to do all that. I might go ahead and throw some injectors in it. If y'all want to see any of that done or follow me along while I do any of it, let me know in the comments. Definitely something I can get a hold of. I got a lot of projects that I can work on. If y'all want to follow along, let me know and I'll film them. We'll let that run for a minute. It needs to run for a little bit. Like I said, I've been sitting back here for about a month and a half or so. Good old tractor. It's wore out, but you know, sometimes that's the best ones. I believe I'm going to end that off here. If y'all like what you see, keep coming back. I'll keep posting videos. I'd really like to keep this going. Like I say, I got a lot of things that I can work on. Because you might not be able to hear me over this loud tractor, but like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, I got a lot of things that I can work on. Got a lot of neat things that I can work on. I got a lot of friends that's got a lot of neat things that I can work on. Just let me know what you think. Like I said, thank you again. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.